Okay, I'd like to call the Development Review Board meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
Okay, the first thing on our agenda is usually the minutes, but due to a copying error, we're going to put those off till next time. Not all the pages made it into your packet. So that I will do that at our next meeting, which will likely be February 4th. I don't think we'll have a second meeting in January, so just plan on that. And we'll have a full agenda on the 4th. I think I already have 3 applications that you'll be reviewing. Next thing on our agenda is the reading of the witness oath. We ask everybody who speaks to the board this evening to sign an oath statement, a sign-up sheet with an oath statement on it, and that is on the podium. So if you do speak to the board this evening, please sign that before you present any information to the board. And the oath statement included on the sign-up sheet states, "I solemnly swear or affirm under the pains and penalty of perjury that the statements I make, testimony I give, and other evidence I submit to the Development Review Board at the board's public hearing held on this date shall be true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief." And again, we ask you to please sign in on the sign-up sheet when you come to the podium. Next item on our agenda is disclosure of any ex parte communications or conflicts of interest regarding the matter before the board this evening. Seeing none? Okay. So we do have one hearing this evening. It's Alliance Energy LLC at 163 Main Street. The applicant is seeking approval for the continuation of the motor vehicle service use at this site, the 163 Main Street property. And so, Rick, if you want to come up and let us know what's going on there and sign in. And the board does have the information that you submitted. They have it in their packets, so if you want to refer to any of that.
Richard Roy, Bennington. Good evening. I'm here tonight in reference to 165 Main Street. It's the former, as everyone knows it, as the Westside Citgo gas station. It's on the corner of Main and Dewey Street. Currently, all the tanks and pumps have been removed, and it will no longer be a gas station anymore. But I'm here this evening to see if we can reinstate the auto repair zoning for the property. For roughly 60 plus years, it's been a gas station and auto repair facility, and it's been closed down now for a few years. A larger company had bought the property out with numerous other gas stations, and with everything they had going on, it's been closed down. So I've provided a plan. The building is going to remain existing as is, as it looks today from the pictures and the plans. There's going to be no outside lighting added or any other renovations to the exterior or anything like that, other than new blacktop from their excavating for all the tanks and everything like that. And basically, it would all be the same as it was and how it's operated for years, minus the gas station and the pumps and the traffic for all that. I think that's about it.
Okay. Would anyone from the audience, or any questions from the board?
You're having the tanks pulled.
It's all been done.
The tests have all cleared.
Yep.
All soil tests are cleared.
Yep.
No issues or anything.
They're just waiting. Everything's been done. I've spoke with Paul Miller. He's the environmental guy who headed part of this with numerous other companies. And it takes the state a while to get the SMAC letter on the registry. But that's all been taken care of, and that's out of the property owner's hands. That would be, between the state and their closeout plan for the property, that everything's been removed and disconnected, and yeah, it was all upgraded. I think I read in '99, and then this company chose to not operate it anymore as a gas station and remove everything, and they've got a deed restriction on it now that it can, moving forward, not probably ever be a gas station again as well. So but with a lot of the restrictions and stuff, it pretty much needs to stay as it is and as it's been, which is auto repair. because they have liabilities and they've put restrictions on it. You know, in case anything ever came back with Petroliana findings or anything, you know, you wouldn't want to have a medical facility there or daycare or housing or anything like that. So just for liability purposes, from what I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Would all activities be conducted within the building? Would there be any inventory for sale outside or vehicles for sale?
No auto sales at this point at all, no. Just,
No piles of tires or anything outside, or?
no. Just vehicle, you know, customer parking, you know, vehicles waiting to be repaired, and a few, you know, just, it's a small shop, just would be for small repairs, brake jobs and exhaust and stuff like that. Yeah, so it wouldn't be, you know, looking to do major projects there.
Just internally on the paperwork says 163.
Yeah, that is what it's, that's what it's listed as, so it must be that we have to, we'll have to figure out why it's that why it's called
So
165.
it's, the deed was 163 Main Street, AK 165, and I checked with the town, and the town has it as 165 Main Street, period now.
Okay,
Never got a clear understanding. It was never two lots. It's always been one lot. Never had a clear understanding from anyone what the situation was with 163, 165. But according to the town tax and everything else, it's 165.
so you check with the 911 coordinator, so it's 165, so, okay,
Yeah,
good.
there's the one next to it is 167 then, I'm assuming, or?
I have a map. I can.
157. 15, oh, I apologize, 15.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
so for the record, it's 165.
Any more questions from the board? Anyone from the audience would like to speak?
My name is Mark Krause. I about the piece of property that Richard was speaking about. I just want to voice I have just a couple concerns, but I also wanted to voice that I don't have a concern with it being a mechanic shop. I do have a concern as far as privacy from the back of the building, which is it's a 8-foot chain link fence right now, which is pretty much, you know, from overplowing, it's getting knocked over. I would like to see that privacy fence put back as a 8-foot wood fence from the back of the building to the property corner for the privacy of the backyard of the store. In the past, it's when future or previous owners had it, you know, stuff would accumulate in the back, whether it be cars or tires, like you speak of, just things accumulating back there, which got pretty unsightly to a residence next door, which is right to their backyard, which are both rentals on my part. The other concern is just hours of operation. You know, I'd hate to see it be started and operating operating at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, you know, equipment running and stuff like that, being a resident right next door. So those are really all my concerns I'd like to see happen if it does go forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience?
Hello, I'm Bradley Roy. Just the one concern I have about the place is since the gas pumps got removed, there's a lot of people cutting through the parking lot there. So I know you guys talk about traffic calming, so some curbs would be good, I think. And, you know, make sure there's no drug dealing going on there like one of their other property garages on South Street. And that's all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Rick, do you want to follow up maybe on the hours of operation?
Sure.
If you have any thoughts about that, just so we know what you might feel comfortable with.
I had put down here, we were looking at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which probably wouldn't go that late, but that could be written into, our paperwork.
You're
for-
comfortable with that?
For hours of operation, I would imagine, probably more realistically 7 to 5, but I put 7 to 7. And I would imagine we would just do 6 days a week as well.
Okay.
What about the fence?
Yeah, currently the fence is a 8-foot chain link fence.
Do you plan on changing anything on that?
Had not had plans on that. I understand Mark's concerns, and if we were going to move forward with doing something, I would probably suggest maybe a 6-foot and some type of possibly board and batten, just because I'd be concerned with wind. So something that would give privacy, but would hold up. A lot of them are board and batten on either side, so it looks good from both sides, but the wind's still able to pass through. And then I would think maybe just a 6-foot because of wind concerns. I did one similar recently, and that's held up for a few years now, and that's all I would say about that. I'd just be concerned with the wind and everything. But I understand, if you get some things accumulated there, we'd like to prevent that as well, too.
Okay.
Anything else for Rick? Great. Thanks.
What would the board like to do?
I'd like to make a motion to accept it.
Okay. I'll second it.
With the conditions.
Okay.
Well, his motion did not include any conditions. You're requesting that
Do you
there
want a
be...
condition on it?
No, I like the idea, you want to include the hours and the
Okay.
the fence. That's okay.
Fine.
A 6-foot fence?
Yes.
Wooden fence of their choosing,
Yeah.
of the owner's choosing.
And I think the goal of the fence is to protect the adjacent residential properties from visual,
Right. Well, that would do it, to what he's talking. So.
yeah, but I think that's a good idea. So I agree with that condition.
Okay.
Okay.
I would just say it would probably be possibly up to 4 or 5 months with the weather, and then possibly getting it resurveyed to make sure the property line's accurate.
Yes, you don't want to do it right away. We're going to do it.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
make a motion to accept those conditions.
Second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
All right. So, thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you.
You're all set.
Appreciate it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well, we have the other...
No.
I have no other business except that we probably will not have a meeting, second meeting in January, as I mentioned. Our next meeting will likely be February 4th, and we do have already 3 applications, so it should be a fuller than usual agenda, so.
When are, not terms, but when do we have to supply again?
Usually they start, it's usually about May, and then they reappoint usually in June. Reappoint or appoint anew. So I always get a note out to those folks whose terms are expiring.
Make a motion to adjourn.
What?
Okay, all those in favor?
Great. Thank you, everybody. Stay warm.